Hey guys! So in today's video I'm trying out a bunch of new products that I've never tried before, so it's really exciting. I love trying new products and letting you guys know what I think about them. So if you would like to see that, keep on watching. But first, if you like this video, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would really appreciate it. Now let's try a bunch of new products out. So first off, I'm gonna prime, and believe it or not, but I've never tried the Benefit Porefessional primers, so today is the day. So I want my primer to keep my oils at bay in my T-zone and also smooth out my pores, and this one is a really hyped primer, as you all may know. I'm probably the last one to try it, and I'm just going to apply a little bit in my T-zone and also a little bit on my cheeks. So I really like the consistency. It feels kind of whipped, and I like the smell. It smells really fresh, so we'll see how my foundation applies on top of it, but for right now I do like it. So I've said this on my channel 100 times before, but I don't like trying out a new primer and a new foundation at the same time, because then I feel like I can't really tell which one of the products is doing what. So because I'm trying out a new primer today, I'm going to use foundations that I know how they work. I'm going to mix these two foundations. It's the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation that is my absolute favorite right now, and I'm going to mix in a little bit of the Rimmel London Lasting Finish Comfort Serum foundation that I did a first impressions review on in my last video. The first impressions element of this step is going to be this beauty sponge. I have actually never tried this super popular Real Techniques beauty sponge. I usually use the Beauty Blender, the original one, but now I'm going to apply these foundations with this damp sponge. So I'm going to get back to the beauty sponge in a little bit, but I want to apply my concealer with it first. So speaking of concealer, me and my friend Annie got super excited yesterday when we saw this, because both me and her use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer quite a lot, and now we saw that they have come out with a new shade here in Sweden called number 5. The lightest shade before was number 10. And it still works like on blemishes and stuff, but right now I'm as pale as I can get. It's in the middle of winter here in Sweden. It's actually a snowstorm outside my window, and the shade number 10 just isn't light enough for underneath my eyes, and Annie is even lighter than me. So when we saw that this new shade number 5 had come out here, we got super excited, and as you can see, it's actually a really big jump between these two shades. So this is number 5 and this is number 10, and I'm going to try out this new lighter shade underneath my eyes, and I'm going to apply it with the Real Techniques beauty sponge. So this concealer applies as beautifully as the other Fit Me concealers, but I actually feel like this shade is a little bit too light for me. So there should be a shade between these two shades, I feel like, but I'm going to apply a little bit more, and I'm going to mix the two shades 5 and 10 to get a little bit of a more natural shade for me right now. As you can tell, it's a really big shade difference between these two. I really feel like it should be one shade in between these, at least. So I had to put a little bit of the concealers also like on my chin and between my eyebrows to balance my face out a little bit, because it looked a little crazy when I was that bright underneath my eyes. About the Real Techniques sponge, I do really like it, but I still think I prefer the original Beauty Blender just because it's a little bit lighter and bouncier, and I feel like this sponge actually soaks up a little bit more product. But I did really like it, and I like the sharp edge for getting around my nose and underneath my... I feel like I have something on my nose. But I do really like the sharp edge to get around my nose and underneath my eyes. So I will definitely continue using this one, but I do still prefer the original Beauty Blender more. About the concealer, I do really appreciate that there is a lighter shade right now, and it's actually light enough to highlight the face for really pale people, so that's a really good thing. But I do think it is too big of a jump between these two shades. I would love to have something in the middle, because now I know that I will have to mix these two to get my perfect like winter color. So I don't have a new powder to try out, so I'm going to use the Nyx Hd Finishing Powder in Translucent that I always use and really love. So for contouring, I also don't have a new product to try out, so I'm just going to use my favorite right now, and it's the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette Contour in the shade Dulche de Leche, and I'm just going to carve out my whole face with this Zoeva Lux face paint brush. So for highlighter, I'm actually going to use an eyeshadow, and this one is a single shadow from Rimmel London in the color Gold Record. So I hope it isn't too dark for my skin right now, but I will try it out and cross my fingers that it works out. So I'm just going to pick it up with this Real Techniques setting brush, and I'm going to attempt to highlight my cheekbones with this color. I think it's a tad bit too dark for me right now, but I think I can still pull it off, and I do really like the glow and the color. It's an antique gold, so it isn't too yellow even when you're this pale. A drugstore alternative, and I think it's a really unique color that isn't glittery, just metallic and beautiful. So now when I have you up close, I will update you on the primer. I think I got a little bit of highlighter like everywhere. I did really enjoy the consistency of the primer, and I do really appreciate that it didn't ball up on me. I have tried primers before that it balls up on the skin and it's really annoying. Also, it has helped blur out my pores. It looks smooth and nice. But the only thing is, I don't know if it has blurred out my pores more than, for example, my NYX Angel Veil primer that I use all the time. So as a last step for my complexion, I'm going to set my face with this Studio 10 Makeup Mist Glow-Plexion. It smooths and illuminates, instantly refreshes and brightens dull and lackluster skin, helping refine skin texture and reduce the appearance of open pores. That's some claims. I'm just going to try this first. Oh, that squirts! I actually don't know if this is the spray nozzle you get when you buy the original full-size product, because this is obviously a smaller version to try out or like travel with, but I will try it, and yeah. I have to go in with the beauty sponge because it has some drops on my face that I want to smooth out so it doesn't set like that. So I feel like I'll need a little bit more because I actually got more in my hair than on my actual face. Okay, so that was a disaster. I actually hate the spray nozzle on this bottle. It just squirted, left droplets on my face that I had to bounce in with the makeup sponge. But I do really like the scent of this one and the glow it gave my skin. It enhanced my highlighter. So I'm actually considering pouring this over to another bottle just to try it out with a better spray nozzle, because then I think I would actually really like this. So for brows, I'm going to try out this super popular Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Pencil that is often compared to the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. So I'm just going to fill in the sparse areas of my brows and then set it with this eyebrow gel from the Eyebrow Gel. It's just the clear water resistant brow gel. This is what the brows look like, and I do really like how it turned out, but I do like the pencil more than the gel. As you can see, the color is really nice and natural. I've actually never dyed my hair, so as you can see it matches my hair perfectly, which tells me it's a really natural color, the soft brown. About the brow gel, when I first saw the wand I thought it was huge, this will never work, but it is actually a lot more precise than you think because it has a shape that makes it easy to apply. The only thing I do not like about this one is it leaves your brows a little bit shiny. So for the eyes, I'm going to try the Icon Mini eyeshadow palette by Absolut New York. This is what a little packaging looks like. It isn't super expensive looking or anything, but it is a really affordable brand. The only thing is the label of Absolut New York actually reminds me a lot, like a lot, of the Anastasia Beverly Hills logo, so don't know what's up with that. But it comes with a really big and nice mirror, and it has 3 matte shades, this one, and this one, and it has 3 shimmer shades. So I think that if the quality is good, I would really like to use this palette more, because I think it's perfect for traveling and doing just everyday makeup looks with. So this palette doesn't really have the typical transition color, but I will go in with a fluffy brush in this matte brown shade and try to make it work. Now I'm switching brushes to the Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease Brush, and I'm going to apply the darkest shade, the black shade here, and I'm just going to put it in the outer corner. Now I'm going back with the fluffy brush in the brown shade, and I'm going over the black, blending the edges out. Now I'm picking up the lightest shimmery shade called Prosecco, and I'm just going to put that over the highlight I put before in my inner corner, just because I want to see how this shadow looks. Now with my finger I'm going to take this shade called Soft Copper, and it's just a metallic coppery shade, and I'm going to press that on my lid. Now I'm going to take the lightest shade called Fluff, and that's exactly what I'm going to use it for. I'm going back to the fluffy brush and I'm going to go over the edges of the shadow just to blend it all out and make it softer. So I used every shade except one, and that is Cashmere. I was a little bit worried at first when I just put Nutty on my outer corner and in my crease, because it felt a little bit, it looked a little bit patchy, but the more I blended it out it looked better, and now when I'm done with the lid I feel like it looks really nice. And what I'm really impressed with is I don't have any fallout on my face whatsoever, but the shadows were still pigmented. Now to spice this up a little bit, I'm going to apply the Rimmel London Exaggerate Waterproof Eye Definer in the color Emerald Sparkle on my waterline and underneath my lower lash line. I've never tried this one. I do really love my waterproof clubbing kohl pencil from Bourjois. So I'm just going to apply this on my waterline and also smudge it out on my lower lash line. I'm looking really avant-garde right now. I do really like the pencil on the actual skin, like underneath my eyes on my lower lash line, more than I do on the waterline, because I had to go over it a few times on the waterline to get some color payoff. But I do see the sparkles, and it is a really intense color that shows up. It could be a little more creamy. The Bourjois pencil is more creamy than this one and shows up more on the waterline, but I really do appreciate that this is a twist up pencil, so you don't have to sharpen it. So as the last first impression in this video, I'm going to try the oh so hyped and loved Benefit Roller Lash Mascara. I know this is a lot of YouTubers and beauty people's favorite mascara, so it has quite a reputation to live up to. I'm just going to curl my lashes with my Tweezerman lash curler, and I'll be back to try the mascara. And for you who don't know, this is what the wand looks like. So it's a bit curved and has longer bristles on one side and shorter on one side, and I think it's a silicone or plastic applicator. So this is what my lashes look like with the Roller Lash Mascara, and I'm actually really impressed. I didn't think I was gonna like this mascara because I thought it would be like the They're Real mascara, and I really didn't like that one, even though it was a lot of people's favorite too. But with this one I got a lot of volume, separation and length really fast. And I do really like the brush because it was easy to get on the lower lash line and also like in the corners of the eyes. So as a first impression, I really like the mascara. And because I didn't have any new colors that work with this look for my lips, I just threw on two NYX products, their matte lipstick in the color Spirit and their butter gloss in the color 14 Madeline. I had some issues, and it was with the spray nozzle on the Studio 10 facial mist, a little bit of blotchiness in the beginning with some of the colors in the Absolut New York little eyeshadow palette, and also a little bit of shininess in my brows from the Eyebrow Gel waterproof gel for the brows. But overall I think the makeup looks really good right now and I'm happy with it. So now we'll just wait a few hours and I'll check back in to update you on the wear time. Okay, so it's been about 8 hours almost, and I think it's time to check in and then wash off my makeup. I'm in my brother's apartment, that's why I'm not where I usually film, and we have been eating like fatty food and stuff, that's why my lipstick is gone. But other than that, I'm really happy with how my makeup looks right now. After 8+ hours, I think it looks really good. The only things I'm a little bit disappointed in are the shininess of my brows, just a little bit. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but they are a little bit shiny, and I didn't like the spray nozzle at all on that mist from Studio 10. And also this pencil looks really good, but it isn't waterproof, and it says it's waterproof. So because it's snowing outside, my eyes have been watering a little bit. As I told you, I have really sensitive eyes, but as you can see, the pencil is actually gone there. And as I said, it didn't really grab onto my waterline very well, so I do prefer the Bourjois pencil, even though I wish it was like twistable and not a wooden pencil. Other than that, I really like the mascara. I'm impressed, and the highlighter that isn't even a highlighter. And yeah, I will think a little bit more about the primer from Benefit to see if it's worth it compared to my NYX Angel Veil primer. I really like the pencil, the eyebrow pencil from Maybelline too. I think the color is perfect, and it's super tiny, and I love that it has a spoolie. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope that you have a great day, night, or morning, or whenever you're watching this, and that I'll see you in my next video. Bye!